one of the biggest companies of the 20th century was a camera and film company, and that company was Kodak. Kodak, predominantly a film company, took most of the market in film sales and had a very large slice of the camera market as well. And they were best known for sort of happy snappy type cameras, starting with the box camera and then with the Instamatic and the 110 cameras. But in the 1930s they had launched something called the Kodak Retina camera, and it was almost a rival to the Leica. The Retina was a high quality 35mm camera, and during the 50s and 60s Kodak continued with this range, the Retina cameras, and a slightly simplified version, the Retinet. And the Retinet, I have done another video on Retinet, and I think the Retina is a very undervalued camera. The camera I'm going to talk about now is this, and this is a camera that was produced from 1960 to 1963, and it is called a Retina Automatic, and this is a Retina Automatic 1. Now the Retinas always had this reputation as being a high quality camera, and here we certainly have a high quality camera. We have a good Snyder 2.8 lens, and it is 2.8 45mm, so that's just slightly wider than the nifty 50, and as I said, it's a high quality lens. The body is very much that similar to the Retinets. You definitely have a nice feel. The chrome is just slightly upped from the Retinet. You have to load. Let's start by talking about how you get into these cameras, because they are slightly different than some. You rotate this little thing at the bottom and press a little button here. So rotate and press, and that gives you the back of the camera, and you have to manually load the film. If you get one of these and it doesn't click, have a look at what number is showing on the counter, because these get to 36 and then they lock basically, because the thought is when you get to 36 you are at the end of the film. So if you've got one of these and you find that it's locked on 36, the camera's not jammed, you just have to undo this little thing here, sets, from my memory, sets the counter back. Yep, you can press it and you keep setting until you're back to naught. So you load the film, that is straightforward, and on the one you've got automatic or some variables there which are for flash, and I think on flash it just goes to 1/25 of a second, where I think on automatic it is basically like a program mode. You basically have to focus, and the focusing is in feet. You focus and basically you just shoot. This is a quality camera but with some automation. Now when I bought this I knew that they were well known for being lovely cameras, but often the meter had gone. And there's no LED or even needle. The following ones I think had a needle, but the one hasn't got a needle. So you don't actually really know if the camera is working until you've put a film in. Well, the good news was I did put a film in the camera and it came out very nicely. The shots were extremely nicely exposed, they were sharp, they were clear. So let's see how I got on. And as you can clearly see from this photograph of the high street, it's a nice sharp lens. We can read the time of the clock there, 11:05. I was delighted with how sharp this camera was and is. Here we have Jeffrey's restaurant in Dorchester, which currently is empty, but it's very sharp, I thought. Some scaffold up by the restaurant. It was an extremely dull day when I was taking these photographs in the High Street, and I must say I think the lens has performed remarkably well for the conditions. As you can see, the High Street here is very sharp. You can tell how dull it was because all the lights are coming on. This at the back of the coin exchange was slightly not as sharp as it could have been, and I think this memorial again is quite not as sharp, but I think the camera is operating here at its maximum f-stop, so it's performing actually quite well. This is the Shire Hall in Dorchester, which is actually where the tall puddle martyrs were sentenced to go to Australia, and again I was quite pleased with how this came out. Nice and sharp, good variation of tone. There was a big march in Victorian times, I think it was 1836, to reprieve the tall puddle martyrs, and that is why you've got the distance here from Hyde Park Corner, 120 miles. One slight issue with the camera, and I don't know if one slight issue with the camera is when you get close to an object you do get power out problems, and I've somehow chopped Thomas Hardy's head off here. So this would be the statue of Thomas Hardy, but I've committed a sin by chopping his head off. But this is a photograph of the top of Town House, and again, nice and sharp. I was really pleased with the Retina, or Retina. Never sure if you say Retina or Retina. It's a good quality camera made in Germany, good solid engineering, beautifully crafted. This is a working model. I was really delighted with it, and I hope to use it again at some point. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.